small village, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. Actually, this knowledge, this dictum comes from India. And I uh, also come from this beautiful, country called India, where we have this most ancient and holiest scripture called Vedas. And it is Vedas, back in time, during 1200 BCE to 800 BCs, that they talked about environmental harmony, sustainable living, and so on. I was listening to Professor Rituraj Saikia when he spoke that, yes, we have to learn to live with AI because we are living in these modern times. And this is very important dimension of our existence. Humans and AI have to coexist together. May I, sir, with your permission, add another dimension to it, which is very crucial for our existence today, that is nature. So while technology is there, while humans are there, I think the third angle or very vital angle is living with nature, in harmony with nature. So today my subject is green HR, leading the green workforce revolution in organizations. Um, One of the Vedic hymns I quote from Yajurveda, it says, Mata Bhumihi Putro Aham Prithvyah. It's in Sanskrit. I translate Mata. That is, Earth is my mother, and I am her child. There is another beautiful quote from Atharveda Samudra Vasne Devi Parvat Istan Mandale Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padisparsh Shamaswe. Beautifully, it says, O Goddess Earth, you have the ocean as your garment and mountains as your bosom. I acknowledge the entire planet as a very pious entity. O wife of Lord Vishnu, I bow down before you and I ask for forgiveness, O Mother Earth, because I'm touching you with my feet. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, very hearty good morning. And doesn't this verse teaches us very deeply, somewhere it touches us very deeply, teaching us the deep respect for nature, acknowledging that land is very pure entity and that human beings, whatever action we take, have to be very mindful and non-exploitative. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our ancestors knew back in time and they lived by it, they believed in it. Unfortunately, we all seem to have forgotten and we are seeing what we are seeing today. Of course, of late, there has been a realization that there is no future without sustainability, and that ignoring it, we do at our own peril, and it is going to pose very serious existential threat for all of us, and it can impact finally in very bad terms our economies, our societies, and our businesses too. Well, I'll give you some hard facts and figures here. Uh, according to According to World Meteorological Organizations, our temperatures have risen by 1.2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial economy levels. Actually, we are on our way to exceed it by 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2030s. Alarming, it is. According to World Economic Forum, extreme weather events like wildfire you saw just in California, floods, and hurricanes, they cause the businesses over entire world around 250 billion annually. What a huge cost. According to Swiss Re's research, by 2050, climate change could shrink the global economy by around 18%. And the business, as usual, is going to be unsustainable. Well, this shows that the climate change is going to be direct business disruptor. Ladies and gentlemen, no wonder that by 2030, as per my researches, sustainability is going to be one of the major priority of all the businesses world over, all the organizations world over. In fact, sustainability seems to be now not an option or a choice, but it is going to be a mandate if we have to survive, if we have to thrive. And when I say I say businesses. Interestingly, here from my that slide, you will see that businesses which till now believed in one single bottom line, that is profit maximization, now they are considering in terms of, sustainability framework of triple bottom line. So it's not just the profit, but also the people and the planet. Three key dimensions. And it makes tremendous business sense, of course. Why? I'll show you some research-based insights here from my slide. According to according to a research, there is promising market growth in green technology. In 2023, it was estimated somewhere around, this market was estimated somewhere around to be $17 billion. And estimates are that it will grow to around $105 trillion by 2032. Isn't it overwhelming? Like CAGR of around 22%, more than 22%. Then consumers over a period of time are becoming very eco-conscious. In fact, there is a research from PwC and others, and it shows that online searches in just 5 years span for sustainable goods have gone up by around 71%. In fact, 90% of consumers, according to the same research, they will be trusting a brand which is environmentally conscious or socially responsible. Next, like even the investors, now they are going for ESG investments. And in fact, this also is a very promising sector because researchers show that it is projected to reach around 33.9 trillion by 2026. It means around 21.5% of AUM, Then according to International Labour Organization, there is huge, promise of employment economic opportunities in this sector. Like green transition could create about 24 million new jobs. But if the policies are implemented properly. This is all about the estimations or guesstimates or projects research based. There are interesting live examples, the real life business examples of new age businesses, where, for example, like IKEA, they reduced, since 2016, their climate footprint by 30%, more than 30% actually, while simultaneously their business grew by 23.7%. Isn't it very, very interesting and very promising and encouraging? Well, this is therefore obvious that sustainability is not just a moral imperative, but now it is compulsion, it is strategic advantages for businesses. And coming to HR, what could be the role of HR? Now, one must be wondering here. In my views, you can set the strategic intent, you can set the vision, but ultimately everything depends on the execution, because that defines the success by embedding sustainability into the DNA of the organization, by driving principles of sustainability into the workplace culture, into the policies, into the employee behavior. Well, next question, corollary question is HR ready to support this kind of transition or transformation? Well, let's have a look at it. But before that, let's come on board. When I say green HR or sustainable HR, what actually I mean by? Basically, in the simplest terms, it is, moving from compliances to embedding sustainability in every spoke of HR's wheel, or in every activity of what it does, starting from the talent management to motivation, retention, training, performance evaluations, and so on and so forth. Also in employee engagement, and also building workplace and sustaining the workplace culture. So in simple words, eco-friendly HR policies which reduce carbon footprint. Now, aren't you thinking that this could be another fad or management jargon? So is it just a buzzword, or there could be a very strong business case for green HR? I would say there is indeed. First, it gives you economic and competitive edge. How? Like sustainable companies, as per researches, they attract investors because they are very efficient. They cut down costs on energy efficiency, remote work by adopting digital HR, and then thus they gain a strategic edge. Then they also earn a very good brand reputation. How? These days, the workers, especially the skilled workers, they are increasingly becoming very environmentally responsible. And this, makes HR, green HR especially, a key differentiator in attracting the talent. Then employees' expectations management, their better engagement, it ensures how and why. Especially now, majority of workforce is going to be Gen Z and millennials, and they prefer environmental conscious companies because what happens when the companies are responsibly behaving, then they take pride in working for them. So in turn, it can positively impact their retention because finally it caters to their higher level of motivational needs or intrinsic needs, can I say. Then again, regulatory and compliant frameworks like aligning with CSR, with ESG mandate and legal trends one can hope for. Uh, how to do it now? Is it easy to say, but little difficult to do? Well, not that difficult also in my views. If you are committed and if you have passion for it and you believe in this cause and you have no choice, actually, you have to believe it. So what could be the strategies for leading the green HR revolution? Green, starting with the green talent acquisition and development. So you have to go for eco-conscious hiring practices. What you do? You can do simply prioritize the candidates who have this kind of aptitude, who have awareness for sustainability and who also have skills. Then go for green training, like train employees in sustainable procurement, ethical sourcing, carbon conscious decision making, upskill them in eco-friendly work habits. Also, the future leaders to be developed and environmentally responsible through training and also to be familiarized and sensitized in sustainable business practices because ultimately the change is going to be top driven. Second is emphasis on the sustainable work practices. For example, adopt most of the good companies, they have already adopted remote and hybrid work models. This in net, reduces office energy consumptions and the commuting emissions. Then paperless and digital HR, you can adopt, leverage AI, cloud-based HR and virtual tools. Green workplaces and infrastructure like eco-friendly office designs, you could go for sustainable procurement, energy efficient operations. Then emphasize on employee engagement and culture through appointing sustainability champions and green committees. Like you must reward the employee and recognize and reward the employee led initiatives for environmental responsibility. You can gamify the whole thing. You could incentivize, like for example, if some employees they engage in carbon footprint tracking or they engage themselves in sustainable commuting, then surely they needs to be recognized and rewarded. Like for example, the Green Warrior of the Month. Then work life integration has to be there because that is social sustainability. So encourage flexible hours, mental well-being, mental health, community involvement, and so on. Then last not least is frame whatever policies you do in an ethical and sustainable fashion. So which would include fair wages, ethical sourcing, DEI initiatives, and corporate social responsibility by partnering with NGOs and green warriors. Now, is it going to go all smoothly? Again, No, because umpteen examples are there where it has gone horribly wrong. Reason being, at times, we engage in greenwashing. So, what is greenwashing basically? Greenwashing is when we claim or we pretend to be what we are not. Okay, so you will find that on multiple counts, the companies fail because they will engage in deceptive marketing practices. For example, the company will falsely or exaggerate their claim that their products or their services or their operations are very environmental friendly, while impact in net, may be harmful or maybe very minuscule or negligible. I'll show you here two examples from the real world. One is Volkswagen. In 2015, huge controversy took place because what happened, this company, they came up with a clean car, which was a diesel model, but it was found that they rigged their software, which will pass the emission test. But actually, it was not clean car. So a lot of controversy and their brand image gone down. Then H&M, it's a big clothing brand. You all must be wearing clothes from them. And they spoke about their conscious collection. Later on, it was found that it was an only minuscule, portion of their collection. And second, they were not very transparent how it was conscious collection. So there are few red flags, which I have stated here. One has to be looking for those red flags and take care. First, very, vague claims, making vague claims. Like you will find they have the packaging and, on that they will do the labeling, eco-friendly, conscious. What does it mean? Natural. Really? Do you have evidence? Do you have certification? One has to look for that. Don't do this. Then there could be hidden trade-offs. For example, you are making a product which is, having huge carbon emission. But the thing is that you are claiming, oh, my packaging is very bio-friendly or biodegradable. Well, that doesn't do. Then very irrelevant labeling, like for example, CFC free. Now, that CFC free is basically legal mandate. What is it why you are even highlighting it? You can't do without it. Then fake certifications, as time they will create their self-created labels, for example, which will, give impression that, oh, it's very credible certification, but actually it is not. And you will find, especially on the food items like water, every other day you will come across, oh, sourced, ethically. What actually you mean by sourced ethically? In fact, recently you must have heard about this controversy, huge controversy about Shein, again, a fast fashion brand, where their sourcing is very unethically, but they package themselves to be sourced ethically. Token environmental efforts. At times, just one up plantation drive or one, cycle run we organize. Well, these are all symbolic. This is tokenism. Actually, we have to be very committed and very passionate and be very authentic about it. And when I say authentic, you have to believe in what you're doing and you have to show what you actually be transparent about it. So green HR should actually champion real sustainability effort. It should not be just marketing, another marketing gimmick, which is happening, rampant. You have to be watchdog, especially the managers, especially the HR managers and the top stakeholders against the greenwashing and drive genuine environmental change. I would end it, with very interesting quote. I started from India, the Vedas, and I would end it with Native American proverb that we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, as we all the time believe. We borrow it from our children and we owe it to them. So with this, thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.